increase in sexual inactivity has been probably about 30 years-ish, but it really became more prominent, especially among young men, around 2012. So this was the same time that the oldest members of Gen Z started going to university. And so that was what was interesting to me, because I thought that is when young men are typically at the peak in terms of their sexual interest. And they're going to university, so they have this new freedom that they've never had before. Why is it they're not interested in pursuing their female classmates or peers, especially considering that on college campuses, the sex ratio is biased in favor of young men, because there are far many women on campus than there are men. So when there are more women than men, if you look at, say, cities where there are more women than men, again, the sex ratio bias is biased in favor of men. So men are calling the terms in terms of what they want. So because there are more women fighting over these men, the men can say, if I want casual sex, I'm going to get it. If you're not going to give that to me, I'm going to go elsewhere for it, right? So men are basically calling the terms of sexual arrangements or relationships, or whether they choose to get into a relationship or not. And yet still, we see that young men during this time are having less sex. So that's really, I think, where it started to pick up.
The truth is that most women, not all, most are interested in formidable men that are imposing, men that other men see as someone that could kick their ass, basically, in one way or another. Or they're interested in men that have access to the things that could lead to protection from chaos and hostility. Although a lot of women are attracted to chaos because it's fun, unpredictable. But they're not interested in the kind of chaos that leads to destruction of their lives and physical pain, I'm referring to. That kind of destruction. They don't want that, but they would go for a more formidable man that might even cause them pain, physical harm, because that is just one male doing it rather than many men doing it. That one male also offers protection from the many males, or other protection from other threats like animals and whatever else might be threatening to her. Again, this isn't all women. So a lot of women are attracted to intelligence because intelligence also tends to breed safety, or the ability to provide some form of safety. So this is why we see women going for guys that are large. You might see a guy and think, why is this hot girl with this Shrek? Why is she with this unattractive, lumbering, disgusting slob who's obese? And, well, another thing is he's 6 foot something, 6'5", 6 foot something, and that makes him imposing. It's not, there are a wide variety of standards because there's a wide variety of women, and so she will put that above those other things. Many women will put his, potentially somewhat bad hygiene, not terrible hygiene, as long as he's not snot running down his nose and just completely disgusting. Usually that's a sign of incompetence, and so that's another reason, he's not very imposing or formidable if he's incompetent. And so women will go for the fit guy, the guy that lifts weights, the tall guy, all of these things. Even tall, skinny guys have a longer reach. And so other men, shorter, weaker men, skinnier, see the tall, skinny guy, and they realize, well, he's taller than me, so and he has a longer reach, so he could punch me in the head very quickly, and I can't even reach his head, or his stomach because he has such a long reach. Um, so men, no matter who you are, most men want sex, and that's not something that went away. These men that are abstaining from sex it isn't that they're not interested, it's that they're frustrated and they give up, and they dealt with so much rejection. And so Deborah So is saying, oh, men don't want, no, they do want this, they want sex, they just can't get it. And so if you can't get something, you keep trying, you're not going to be insane and keep pounding your head against the wall for something you're not going to get. And then only a small percent of men get most of the women. And there will be one male that is getting 10 women, believe it or not. Or he's just going through them, and then the women are getting used by a lot of these males, and they get sick of that, and they'll eventually just settle for a guy that they wouldn't normally want. This is all terrible and depressing, but it's biology. And so she goes for the bad boy, the imposing man, all these men that could potentially do damage to others, because they will protect her and they could protect her offspring. And this is what it really all boils down to, is that these men, as threatening as they are and the potential for hostility, they provide order in the world, and like police, kind of. So they're protection, and so it creates order, and so this is a good thing for humanity, believe it or not. Even though she is selecting for what is often seen as negative to be cultivated in the gene pool, and so it produces more potential for, the need for more protection, basically, because they're breeding more hostility into the gene pool. But again, it's necessary. This is all just factual, biological. It's not meant to be, offensive or anything, unless you're offended by biology, how things just are. So yeah, if you're a guy that is rejected and you're angry at women, just realize that this is nature. This is, you're not formidable. You're not imposing, and a formidable man also has to be in control of himself. He can't just be complete chaos, or else his whole life will be in disarray, and that's not attractive either. He must be competent. And so I'm not very threatening, I don't think. So I have difficulty finding a female, but whenever I lifted weights, it was very easy. And there's a reason you can see whenever a person lifts weights and they're strong, they become imposing. And so that's those periods in my life, it was easy, So become formidable. But again, there are women, because evolution tends to it doesn't want anything, but variety protects from, you don't put all your eggs in one basket, so evolution tends to do that. And so there are many women that go for other things. But again, statistically, women want a formidable man who has some form of power, commands respect from other men, and other potentially threatening things, even commands respect from animals. Thanks for watching.